right. Let me say hey to some of these folks here. 1400, how's it going? Fami Noor, good to see you. Wigs Blue, good to see you. Graham, Kevin Max. All right. Turn voice way up. So I think my voice is as high as it can get. I wonder if I can increase it. PokeDude, do you like being called Tito or Macho Nacho? Either or, both work for me. Call me Tito, call me Macho Nacho. I leave it up to you guys. So, is the volume okay? Should I turn it up more, or... I mean, in terms of my voice, can you guys hear me okay? Oh, and you know what? I have the... Oh, there we go. Okay, chat's coming up on the... Okay, that's good. Better now. Sounds great. Great. Okay. So, let's get started. Tito. Hat... Let me see. Oh, Pokedu, what's the favorite mod I've ever done? That's a good question. I would say, actually... So, the video that I was... You know, I usually release a video every Thursday. But this week I had to skip because I'm doing a pretty awesome mod, but it's a really big one. And probably this will be my favorite mod that I've done. So wait, so next Thursday is when I'll release that video. It's really like 2 mods, or really actually 3 mods in one video. It's a pretty long one, so it took me a while to edit it. I'm still getting through the mod editing sequence, so that's really taking me a long time to do because it's just such a long mod. So it's going to be a longer video also, which I hope you guys don't mind. Marcus Bibe, low. I guess, is my sound too low? It sounds like people are saying it's pretty good. Tanner does mods. When and where can we buy the hat you're wearing? So this was just a sample. So he's got the nacho chip on there. I'm thinking of at some point I'll probably get it out, but you know, I just have so many different things, so many videos I want to do. I've just been super busy with all that stuff. Okay, can't wait till you mod N64. That is coming sooner than you think. There's some really cool N64 mods that are coming out that I'm really hoping to do. Okay, hardest mod ever done on a portable console. I'd say the Game Gear LCD mods are pretty difficult, just because they're more involved. But honestly, I mean, so far I guess for the handheld, it would definitely be the Game Gear. As far as most difficult mod overall, so far, I would say the Dreamcast DC HDMI, that was probably the hardest one. Okay, so if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you'll probably remember this. Actually, let me go ahead and switch up the camera here. So I had bought this a while ago. This is a module for the LaserActive Pioneer LaserDisc drive, the CLD A100. So this you would actually insert into this device right here, and this would be able to play Sega Genesis games. So I didn't actually have this when I bought the Genesis module, but I've since got one. It's broken, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. So I have my retro tank hooked up, and I'll be able to show you that really nothing shows up on the screen. But we're gonna try and go ahead and open this, see what it looks like. I haven't looked inside. It's really weird, but when I plug it in, the laser disc tray will open, but then it won't close unless I, you know, let it rest for a little bit, and then it'll eventually cycle through, and then it'll be able to close. So, and it doesn't show anything on the screen, and it doesn't read a disc, you know, based on the auction from when I bought it. But I got a really good deal on it because it also comes with another module. Let me see if I can eject it for you guys. Here we go. Ooh. That's not what come out. Maybe we have to plug it in. Anyway, let's see here. All right, so I plugged it in. You guys probably can't see that it's on. It's not on right now, actually. But let me... Okay, actually, it was on. Sorry. So I'm going to try and unplug the... There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is a Sega Genesis Pack S10 module for this. It slides in. I can't really show you guys because this thing is just so big, but this slides in right here. And then you can play Sega Genesis games. All right, let me see if I can catch up on chat. Mod the PlayStation 4. What do you think? I would love to mod the PlayStation 4. I'm not sure what mods are available for it, other than maybe a different shell, potentially. The hat actually wasn't too expensive. It was about, I think it was like $25, and I just bought one. So if I buy like more, I'm sure I'll get like some sort of economies of scale, and it'd probably be a little bit cheaper. Hi, good night. Oh, how's it going, Alexander? Good to see you. Can we get a front view of the unit? Actually, oof, that's going to be tough. Let me see if I can flip this so you guys can take a look at the front. I mean, nothing really... Ooh, no. It's going to be tough, guys. This is really, really heavy. Actually, the thumbnail for this has a front picture of it, of what the face looks like. So you can look at that too. What got you into modding consoles? Honestly, I've been into video games for a really long time, and I guess, you know, modding was kind of that natural progression. Actually, the other thing was, what really got me into modding, you could say, what would be that, you know, basically you could buy broken consoles for dirt cheap, not so much anymore, and you could actually fix them and they would be working and you would get a good deal on a console. I used to do that with older DMG Game Boys, original NESs, and a lot of the times people will sell them as broken, but they weren't actually broken. They just were a little dirty, just need a little bit of cleaning, and 9 times out of 10 they worked just fine. Okay, this Pioneer is pretty cool. Yeah, Tom Burge, it's really cool. I wish it was working, but it's not. Another thing I want to show you guys, actually. So I'm eventually going to have to replace the capacitors. And I don't know if you can see that, but these are all the capacitors that I need to replace. It's about 200. Yeah, so this thing has over 200 capacitors, and I'm gonna have to replace every single one of them. So that'll be fun. And then there, not to mention, there's another like 30 or 50 in this. So yeah, no, totally. God bless Console 5. Yeah, 200 capacitors. All right, so let's get this thing open. What do you guys say? All right, let's see. Oh yeah, actually, before I do that, let me show you that this thing doesn't work. All right, so I'm gonna plug it in. And let me switch over to this. So this is my capture card. And as you can see, the screen is blank. I'm gonna power it on. Actually, let me take the module out. Actually, I wonder if that'll do anything. All right, I'm gonna power it on. Oh, well, something did appear there. Did y'all see that? It said stop. Oh, I guess because of, since this was in there, it was defaulting to turning this on. But then you'll notice I won't be able to open it. So I'm hitting the eject button, and it doesn't work. And I think that's probably a capacitor issue, most likely. So I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to unplug it. There we go. All right, so it's unplugged. Now let me get you back on the mod view. So mod camera. So we'll take a look at this a little bit later, but first let's dig into this thing. So what I'm going to do to help me stay organized is I have this. And you probably can't really see that, but this is basically a magnetic mat. And I'm going to put all my screws on this, and I'm going to label it. So this is really going to be helpful. All right, let me see if I can catch up on chat here. I just got a... Okay, so Daniel Salazar says, I just got a broken Game Gear for 20 bucks. It just needs batteries. It just needed batteries. He was using a broken cigarette adapter to test the system. That's an awesome deal. $20 for a Game Gear, especially that's working. That's a fantastic deal. Tom Burge. Yeah, this is certainly going to be a bit of work. I imagine this is going to take me quite a long time to fix, if it can be fixed. So hopefully it can be. Slim Sock. Totally agree. It is a lot of capacitors for sure. Tanner does mods. If this thing works, is the stream just going to end? Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably not going to get any... I'm not even going to get to recapping this thing. I'm thinking we're going to probably take it apart a little bit. Because this thing... you'll see how complex. There are 3 PCBs, 3 main boards in here. So it's really... It's going to be a challenge. So to disassemble, really, actually, also. Yeah, let's see here. So Neil Hammersmith, you should do a NES mod with the newer board. I saw that. I saw a YouTuber made a pretty cool video about that. It's called The Necessity. And it's a brand new... Well, actually, there's 2 of them. There's the Necessity and there's some other one. Essentially, they're the same thing. But they're brand new PCBs with all brand new components. All you need is the PPU and the CPU, I think, are the 2 things that you need, which are original. You can actually get aftermarket versions of those as well. And let's see, Blaine Locklear says, I was getting ready to send you a super chat, but the icon isn't there. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do you have it set up and active? I don't know. I feel like I had it up last time. That's really interesting. I appreciate it though. It's let's see here. I mean, I'm not sure if that's something I can change since we already started. It's not a big deal, guy. Oh, here, let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's something I can change, but I appreciate it. There's no, I mean, oh, okay, it is working. Never mind. And so Tom, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. $5 from Tom Burge. Thank you so much, man. And $5 from 1400. Super chat is working for me. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's honestly the whole streaming thing. This is only my 3rd stream, so I'm still learning. But yeah, I really like the more casual style of this stream. It's interesting to see more of your personality. Oh, thank you, Mingus. I hope, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So awesome, dude. Blaine, I'll refresh the page on my end and try. Yeah, and if you can't get it to work, no worries, brother. It's a-okay. And then Chris Burns says, the new N64 mod is the N64 Digital, Citrus 3000, I think. Yes. So Citrus 3000 or Black Dog Technologies, they will be doing a N64 Digital, like they did the DC Digital and they did the PS1 Digital. And I believe they have a whole bunch of other consoles on the docket. I think I read somewhere that they're going to also be doing the PS2. But definitely stay tuned because you might be seeing a PS1 mod very soon. All right, let's get this thing open. So first thing I do when taking things apart, especially something as complex as this that has a ton of screws, is... Ooh, let's move that over. Is I like to draw a diagram. So here I have my board, and on the back, holding on the shielding, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we got 5 screws. So I like to draw a little picture of the back panel. And all right, let's see here. Oh, hey, let's see here. Mad Blaster, thank you so much. E or A from Mad Blaster 6. Thank you so much, man. Blaine Locklear, $10. Thank you so much. Refresh and zoom in and out on the page. On the page, solved it. There we go. Awesome, dude. Glad you're able to get that sorted. Poke Dude, got $1 from him. Thank you so much, man. And Tanner Does Mods, $5 Canadian. This is my official request for a long-form ASMR kind of video for a 200 capacitor recap. All right. Well, hey, I will do my best. That would be... I'm not sure if you guys... There's this one YouTuber. He does these awesome Mobile Suit Gundam videos that are sort of ASMR. And I forget what his name is, but that would be amazing if instead of building a Gundam model, you did like a recap of a motherboard or something. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, so let me see if I can zoom in on this, on what I'm doing here. So this is just a really simple drawing of the back panel, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to draw circles of where I'm getting these screws from. Oh no, my marker is almost... you know what? Okay, well that's not really going to work. But anywho, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to take out the screws. And, you know, with stuff like this, you just got to take your time, stay organized, take tons of pictures, because, you know, putting this back together is almost as much of a challenge as taking it apart. Sometimes even more so. Actually, I'd venture to say it's sometimes more difficult. Pokey Dude, you work so hard, man. You deserve my $1. Dude, I appreciate it. And, you know, for me, it's a labor of love. You know, I love... I mean, I have so much fun combining the two things that I enjoy the most, which is video games and video game modding and making videos. I love making videos almost as much, if not more, than the modding itself. The video making part is a lot of fun for me, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Oh. Tanner Does Mod says, somebody buy this man a new marker ASAP. You know, I haven't used this in a while, so I'm guessing it just dried out. I don't have a piece of paper though. Yeah, this marker is dead, unfortunately, but I can still write a little bit. Yes, yeah, actually, hey, this is perfect. Yeah, I mean, really everything that I make from this channel, I put it right back into the channel to make it as good as possible for you guys. So, all right, so if you see here, I took out the screws, and this magnetic board holds it in place so you don't lose them. And so what I'm gonna do, and this is actually kind of shows the exact location of where I actually got the screw from. So that's step one, and we're good to go. Oh, and also take a picture. So I'm going to take a picture as well. Just take a picture with my phone. And then I can see exactly where I got those screws from. All right, so I'm going to take this panel off. Actually, I lied. There are 2 screws on either side. Archgeek, hey, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you could join the stream, man. Pokey Dude, hey man, will you do a Game Boy Advance frontlight mod? Been looking at it for a while now. So the front light mods, I guess you're talking about the Loca, using the liquid. Is that what you're talking about? Using LOCA, Loca? I believe that's how it's spelled. Oh, you know what? Sorry, I'm zoomed really far in. There we go. Can't see what I'm doing. Just taking out these screws. Loca. You know, I might do a video on that. So the Loca was kind of a stopgap. Before we actually had really good backlight kits for the Game Boy Advance, using the front light was the option. Okay, so here I got my side screws, so I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to write here, side, cover screws. And that's my step 2. Move that to the side. All right, so now we should be able to take off this metal shielding. Ooh. I'm actually kind of worried what this is going to look like inside because it has a very musty... Ooh, you know what? I already see like bugs in here, I think. Oh, God. Oh, no. All right, so the cover is off. Set that to the side. Oh, dude, it's kind of nasty in here. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but there, oh my God. Oh, wow, especially like in this area. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. So, I don't know if you can see this right here, but those little specks are like little, I think they're like dead bugs. Oh no. Yeah, you know what? Oh yeah, these are, I don't know what so this has been sitting, I bought this probably like over, oh, let me see here. Okay. Let me catch up on the chat here, guys. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away here. So, Arch... Oh, sorry. Okay, so Milk. Milk said, what exactly is this? A Pioneer that also plays Sega CD games. So, yes, this is a LaserDisc player. This was a medium... that sort of was a higher-end version of like VHS or Betamax. This was just another way that we could watch movies. I think LaserDisc existed all the way back, like the early 80s. And it's been in use all the way up until, I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I want to say late 90s, early 2000s. But anyways, yeah, so you can add modules to it, and here's one. This is the Sega Genesis module, so you put the Sega Genesis in here, Sega Genesis games, and you can play Sega Genesis games. And yes, you can also play Sega CD games. So it's pretty versatile. All right, so, and then Archgeek, hey guys, we've got more people watching than we do. Oh, likes, hey, Archgeek, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. You know, if you like what you see, give it a like. And then Andre says, hey everyone, how's it going, buddy? Good to see ya. Zarifob, hi man, glad to see you live. I've always wondered, what is your favorite handheld console? Absolute favorite. My absolute favorite handheld, I would have to say... That's tough. So the Game Gear holds a lot of nostalgia for me because that was my first handheld. But I played more Pokemon Blue than you could imagine, and that was on a green Game Boy Pocket that I had. I'm gonna say the Game Boy Pocket is probably... I mean, honestly, the Game Boy Advance is great because you can play everything, But just the Game Boy Advance, it's like the perfect form factor. You know, it's got the classic Game Boy design. It's nice and small. I love taking that thing to school. It was so small. It was awesome. And playing Pokemon Blue was just so much fun. So a lot of good memories with that. PokeDude, hey, if I destroy the like button, will that count as smashing it? Absolutely. Just smash it, man. Destroy it. There's a Sega Genesis built into the laser player. Kind of. So I think I explained it, but this is actually the Sega Genesis here. But then it'll leverage the CD drive in here. And you can play not only Sega CD games, but there are unique games to this called Mega LD. And it's a LaserDisc. And you know what? Does everybody in the chat know what a LaserDisc is? Have you all seen it? I have a LaserDisc, and if you guys haven't seen one, I can show it to you. But let me catch up with the chat. I'm falling way behind here, guys. Right. And then Tanner Does Mod says, is this a North American unit or an import? That's a great question. I wanted to make sure I got, not that I think it actually makes a difference, but this is a North American one. So you can either get one from Asia or you can get the North American version, but obviously they have different power requirements. This one runs off of 120 volts. The one from Japan runs on 100. So you would want to get, I mean, I think they probably use the same power supply, but you'd want to get, to be safe, a step-down converter in order to use this, so you don't fry anything. But this is an American one, so this works perfect. Good question, very good question. Pioneer LaserDisc Player that can run games when modules, yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you for that. It also does TurboGrafx or PC Engine, depending on where you're listening from. So if you're from Asia or from Japan, PC Engine, North America, TurboGrafx. Archgeek, yeah man, it counts as 1.5 individual likes, but YouTube rounds down. Ooh, yeah, that kind of stinks. Almost every time there's an issue with electronics, I feel like it's cockroaches. Yeah, so that's probably part of it, which is making me a little bit nervous, but I'm guessing if we replace the capacitors, that might fix our issue. Fingers crossed. Oh gosh, cricket. Oh, you think it's cricket poop? Did someone nest in there? Tom Burge said that. I think, well, I'm a little nervous. Once we take this stuff out, we'll have a better look. And guys, I'm probably gonna, if I don't respond to you, I apologize. It's hard for me to read the chat and then also do this stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can catch up. It looks like I'm almost caught up here. So PokeDude, put gloves on. You might, yeah, actually, you know, I might do that. If it gets really nasty, depending on what it looks like when we take this out, I might actually have to do that. Archgeek, could be insect droppings or molten, it could be, yeah. You know, honestly, I've never seen, actually that's not true. I've seen a PS4 that was very, very dirty that I refurbished. Chris Ramsey, Macho Nacho Productions, I'm getting ready to do my first GBA IPS install soon. Your vids have been really helpful. Keep up the great work. Will do, man, I appreciate it. And I'm glad you find the videos helpful, that's awesome. 14, yes, definitely gloves. Archgeek. I've got the Star Wars OT. Oh, nice. Yeah, I only have right now one movie on LaserDisc, and it's Blade Runner, one of my favorite movies. Could the 32X? I wouldn't be surprised you'd be able to fit it in there. I think I've read somewhere that it's not compatible. I could be wrong though. It might be. It'd be really weird though because it'd be sticking out the front. Oops. Let's see here. A Sega LD, Mega LD games that are on LaserDisc. That's absolutely correct. Yep. And I think there was a Yep, that's right. Snow Demon, hi. I don't know if you saw my question earlier. I was wondering where you get your broken consoles on. So it's a combination. I either get them on eBay. I get them sometimes from Send.to, which is the proxy service for buying things on Yahoo Auctions Japan. So it's typically auction websites, and to be honest, the prices have gone up, which kind of stinks. So, but Yeah, it's unfortunate. All right, let's see here. So we got... oops. LaserDiscs are the things where I want to frame the Back to the Future. Oh, totally. Yeah, I would like to hunt down the Back to the Future trilogy. One of my favorite trilogies of all time. Honestly, it's probably my favorite trilogy, Back to the Future. It's so good. Yes, they had them when I was in high school. Actually, same here. We actually, our school, we had a LaserDisc player connected to a CRT for watching some educational videos, and it was the wildest thing. I've heard LaserDisc back in the 90s, but I've never seen one. I'll go grab one later in the stream, so everybody can see what it looks like. Almost caught up here. I've seen an LD, but it's nice to see them. Yeah, I'll definitely grab them for you guys. Are there any premium PSP shells, housing replacements available? You know, I haven't really seen any. I'm planning on doing some PSP mods, and I have looked at some, shells. I mean, in all honesty, nothing's ever going to be, in my opinion, as good as OEM. Some can get pretty darn close, but most of the stuff you find online is probably going to be an inferior quality to the OEM shells, unfortunately. Although the Dreamcast shell that I got, that was actually pretty good quality, I thought. And Amir Hussein says, are there any oh, I just read your question. Sorry. Tanner does mods. LaserDisc is still the best platform for karaoke. Oh, I didn't know that. LaserDisc karaoke all had music, videos. Oh, that's a good point. And I'm sure it was good quality because it was digital back then as opposed to analog. Focus on the work. All right, yeah, that's a good call. Here we go, guys. And I'll try and get back to everybody. Again, if I don't get to you, I apologize, but the work must go on. All right, so I'm going to remove these two. There seems to be a piece of paper. I guess it's like an insulating to prevent any shorts or maybe protect from heat. So we got one on top. Put it on my magnetic board. And we're going to get number 2. And if you guys are having trouble seeing stuff, let me know too. So, okay. So here we have a piece of literally, actually that might be plastic. It's like a insulating film. And it's got, if you can see there, like, I don't know, like, are these like bed bugs? I hope they're not bed bugs, or I don't know what they are, but this thing is going to need a very deep clean, which I'll be doing. I won't be doing for you guys right now because I don't want to waste your all's time. But all right, so we got the first board. I think it's like the first of 3. So let's take this thing out. I'm going to focus on this. Maybe zoom in a little bit for you guys. So it looks like this is attached by just 2 screws on the bottom here. And actually, you know, maybe for the next stream, and, you know, depending on what you guys, if you guys want maybe just a more kind of a chatting, maybe I could play a game and chat with you guys at the same time, or we could try and do something like that, if you'd be interested. That way, you know, I'm not trying to multitask as much. But okay, so this board is free. So, okay. Obviously something is holding, I think it's attached. Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'm going to remove, before I remove this, let me take a picture. Okay. So, always take pictures, guys. All right, so I'm going to remove this brace here, which I think secures the LaserDisc player. This is probably a magnet right here. Let's see here. go ahead and unscrew number 1. Here you can see me putting, it's always good to keep your screws organized. I even try to keep them organized in the way that I take them out. It's actually getting kind of warm. I have to turn my AC on here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this comes out very easily. And we can see here, yeah, so this, actually probably this, oh no, this part, oh God, look at that. Tell me, is that a bug? Can y'all see that? Is that focusing? That is definitely a bug. Oh God. Wow, okay. No worries, we'll clean it. Set that aside. All right, now let's see. And I don't know if you can see, but this, the LaserDisc tray is really dirty. Hopefully this is savable. I'm getting a little nervous now. Okay, here we go. So to remove this, we've got a bunch of connectors here. We got, okay, so it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, oops. Let's see. Can y'all see that? That's good. Nothing getting damaged. Okay. So here we go, guys. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribbon cables, and then 1 just normal wire right there. I'm gonna disconnect those in a moment, but why don't I see what chat is up to? Oh, guys, look at this. Look at all these capacitors right here. Look at that. Oh my God, I gotta replace all of these. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8. Dude, I just counted 40 already, and I didn't even count them all. 40 right there, at least. Hey, Tanner Does Mods. Please buy gloves. I actually have gloves. You know what? I'm going to put them on. Because, yeah, this is getting kind of nasty. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. Bear with me one moment, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some gloves. All right. Lots of capacitors, guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Let's see here. And if you guys ask a question and I miss it again, just maybe ask it again and I'll hopefully get to it at some point. All right, here we go. How about that? Good. Let's try and disconnect this motherboard. That's our challenge number 1. Are these locked in or do these just pull out? I think they can just be pulled out, honestly. Let me take it again. Always take pictures, right? Let's take a picture of this. Okay. Let's see here. Sadly, my region blocked and it won't let me send donate. Hey guys, not to worry. You know, it's again, I appreciate it, and but don't feel compelled to you know, send a donation. It's A-okay, guys. I appreciate it. Wow, that is really stuck on there. That's going to be challenging. Is there a lock on this? So has anybody ever taken a LaserDisc player apart? If you have any advice, let me know. Honestly, I'm gonna have to Google this because I don't want to break anything. So I'm seeing how the ribbon cables are removed. I looked at this post before by the Nightfall Crew. This guy did a full recap. And I think, does he put, here we go. Aha. Oh no, that's the module. I don't want the module. Here we go. No, that's also the module. And honestly, by the looks of it, I think I'm just gonna get my pliers. I'm gonna try and yank. Hopefully I don't break anything. Let's try one of the smaller ones. Oh yeah, it's coming out. I think. Oh, okay. Aha. Okay, so do you guys see that? That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. So if you look here, you can see those pins. I gotta make sure I don't bend these, but if you see these pins, those pins go into this slot and then you lock it down, kind of like a Game Boy ribbon cable connector. Okay, that's not too bad. Just gotta rock it back and forth a little bit. Okay, and you know what? After I get these ribbon cables off, guys, I'll come back to the chat. So we'll have one board out, and honestly, in my opinion, that's major progress because I can actually now see inside this whole thing. And I'll chat with you guys here in a moment. Just bear with me. Actually, you know what? Oh, that won't fit. I wonder if I can just do it with my fingers. That one's on there pretty good. This one I don't think is as big. Again, guys, I apologize. Just gotta try and focus on this a little bit, and then I will address as many as your questions as possible. Whew, this is tough. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a flathead. Let's see if we can attack it that way. There we go. That did it. Just got to kind of break it loose. I think once you break it loose, you're golden. Now putting these back in, I feel like could be a challenge because, you know, these are not your standard ribbon cable. There we go. See, that one I kind of bent, so you got to make sure we don't bend these because they got to go back in. We can fix that later. All right. I'm gonna have to stand up for this one over here, guys. All right, hey, we're almost there, almost there. Okay, move that aside. Actually, I was making this more difficult than I needed to. You just got to pick it up on each end and it'll just come out. All right. Okay, we got one board out. That was something. I'm gonna set that to the side. I mean, that'll be a whole stream right there, just recapping that thing. Okay, let me zoom back out for you guys, and let's do some chatting real quick. But before I do that, let me show you this thing so you can get an idea of the amount of work and actually, you know, these capacitors look to be in pretty good condition. None of them really look like they're leaking, and none of the tops. Oh no, I spoke too soon. The top of this one right here looks like it's bulging a little bit. So. But hey, look at all those caps, especially this row up here. Look at that. All these over here. That's just one board. I gotta do, I think there's 3 of them in here, maybe more. All right. Let's get into the chat here. Oh, and just in case you guys come in a little bit later into the chat, these are all the capacitors. All, I think, over 200 of them. It's a lot. All right. I'm just gonna start from here, Alex. I don't know if it makes sense for me to go all the way back to the beginning. So let's see here. Okay. So starting, okay, so 2.0, just bought a Game Boy Macro because of your vids. Thanks, dude. You made my bank lighter. Sorry about that, but also you're welcome. The Game Boy Macro is probably, and if you watched my video where I sort of ranked the Game Boy Advances, I honestly really like the Macro, even though it's not compatible with any of the accessories. I've never really used those accessories myself. But I know a lot of people, that's a very important thing for them, so that's why I put it in there. But I just like how thin it is, and I like using it with my EC Flash Omega, because I can put my Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, original Game Boy, and even NES games, and you can fit them all in that single really sleek unit. So awesome, dude. And Tom Burge, the old plastic tends to get tighter. That's true. That's probably what that, I mean, this thing is pretty dang old. And then definitely sure that that played a part of it. And this was obviously stored somewhere where bugs could get to it. I'm assuming maybe like in the basement, so it's probably humid in there as well. So that didn't, obviously that probably didn't help either. I'm gonna trade it for the SP001 and refurb that as well. Said 220. That's a good. Yeah, the 001 has a lot of potential. It's got a lot of mods. Thresh. Stuff back then had tight clearances, but friction fittings. Yeah. I think you still find some of that in modern electronics as well. But definitely more so back in the day, I would agree. The friction fit stuff. Stuart Byrne, I guess that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if I mispronounced that. The GBA SPs are so much easier to mod than the Nintendo DSs. Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're probably about the same. The nice thing with if you're modding a Nintendo DS to make it a macro, you just got to get rid of the top screen, so that's pretty easy. Not great at gaming says Retro Man Cave restored one of these a few years ago. I do remember seeing that. Yeah, he fixed one. I'm not sure if he replaced the capacitors. I'm not sure if that was something he did in that video, but I know he repaired one. He's got a great channel too. Brooklyn Mondo. I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't know what that means. HEM. 20 Stuart Byrne. Not if you want an HDMI output option. HDMI output option. What did Stuart say? Stuart said, oh, right. So the Nintendo DS, you can do some mods. And actually, I'll be doing a video on that very soon. And you know what? I'm just noticing the chat's not coming up on the screen for you guys. I apologize about that. Hey, Daniel Salazar, $4.99. Thank you so much, man. And he's asking a question. If you had an early SN N64, would you do the easier RGB mod or the better Ultra HDMI mod? I feel like the HDMI mod is a big improvement over RGB. So I don't have too much experience modding the N64, but from what I understand, the console really took advantage of composite video. Because of the way it's sort of rendered, it made things blurry on purpose. So when you play it through HDMI, it doesn't look the best for whatever reason. I think there's some filters though that you can apply to make it look better. I hear you get great results with RGB. The only problem with RGB is you need a lot of stuff. You need like an external scaler and some other things to kind of get it to look good on like a flat screen TV. The HDMI mod just works. You know, you just need an HDMI cord and you're good to go. You plug it to the TV. I probably do the Ultra HDMI, and what I'm hoping, it's because it's kind of hard to get the Ultra HDMI kits from, I believe, Game Tech is the guy who sells it, or is it Woozle? I forget. But Black Dog Technologies and Dan from the Citrus 3000, he's doing apparently upcoming N64 HDMI mod, which I'm really looking forward to. So actually, I would stay tuned, Daniel. I would stay tuned to that. See what that looks like. I'm sure it's going to be pretty nice. And then Andre, I can't pronounce the last name. I apologize. Klidjan. Off-topic question: do you know when Retro 6 is releasing the clean juice for the Game Gear? Not to be confused with the existing Clean Power. So you know, I think they made an announcement late last year, and they said it was supposed to come out early 2021, so like January. But that obviously didn't happen. They did the clean screen, but I definitely think it's probably going to come out sometime this year. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about when that's going to be coming out, but I will definitely be looking forward to that, because I would like a solution where I don't have to put 6 AA batteries in there, or I have to plug it in to the wall. So when that comes out, that's going to be a game changer, in my opinion. PokeDude 007. Yo, Tito, do you have a Discord? If no, it would be nice to have a nice community to CV chat, or to chat with anytime and share. Hey, you know, so I'm still learning about Discord. I would definitely love to start one. I'm probably going to start one soon, so definitely be on the lookout. And I got so many projects I'm trying to do with like videos. It's been tough, but I probably will open a Discord server sometime soon in the future. And then Stuart Byrne, you got my surname right. Oh, I did. Okay, so it is Byrne. All right, perfect. And then PokeDude007, collection, not selection. Yes, that would be cool. That'd be great. You know, we could definitely talk about that. SN being serial number. Ah, okay, yeah, I wasn't sure what you meant by that. So early. Oh, so actually, I didn't know. So only early serial number Nintendo 64s are able to do the RGB or Ultra HDMI mod. Is that true, Daniel? I didn't know that. And then Not Great at Gaming says, do you have any actual laser discs? The Star Wars trilogy is probably the best version. So I only have one laser disc, and it's let me go get it real quick for you guys so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so all right, so this is a laser disc. It comes in a very similar case to a vinyl record, and I got a bunch of vinyl records that I could show you as well. But these are the sleeves. This is Blade Runner, probably one of my top 5 favorite sci-fi movies. I also really like, and I think they also have a version of it on Laserdisc, The Fifth Element. I don't know if you guys know The Fifth Element, but let me show you all what the inside looks like. Actually, I can probably just put it on top here for y'all. Just gotta be careful with the... Alright, so... And that's the other just really awesome thing about Laserdisc is the artwork. I mean, these come in such cool cases. This is just something that you really couldn't do on a VHS or a Betamax. And then it comes in a piece of paper, and I'm not even sure if this is working, honest, because there is such a thing as rot, disc rot, but that, everybody, is a laser disc, double-sided. It's like a big DVD or CD. And this one had, this has 2, because I think there's some extra features. And that was another thing that was kind of why, people who are really movie buffs really liked Laserdisc, is because this was like the first time where you could sort of get like commentary or special features also with the movie, instead of just the movie itself. And this just kind of slides in on the side. But that is a Laserdisc, everybody. Neat stuff. Okay, let's see if I can catch up here. Thresh says, speaking about the macro, where can I get the faceplates that have a neon tube on? I've seen those sold on eBay. I think either Etsy's another page, or eBay. I tried looking there. There's some sellers. Archgeek, if you need help with Discord, let me know. I will definitely probably be reaching out to you, because I know nothing about Discord. So Archgeek, I'll probably reach out to you. Adam Embertson, stoked to be here. Hey, I'm stoked you're here too. So awesome, dude. And then PokeDude. Archgeek, agree on the comment about Star Wars OT. I have them on Laserdisc. Wow, man, that's awesome. And then Halian says Macho Nacho Productions. Haldo. I'm guessing that means hello, maybe? How's it going? I'm glad you're here. And then Daniel Salazar, earlier serial number N64s have a far easier RGB mod. A very simple board. Interesting. I wonder if I have an N64, but I don't know if it's an early serial number. I'll have to definitely check that out. Stuart Byrne, that looks mint. Yeah, the actual LaserDisc I think is actually in pretty good condition. It just stinks that I can't play it, but I don't know if you can see this, guys. There's like debris all over here, and there's a laser, and you know what? It looks a little dirty, and I'm definitely not going to clean that soon, or you know, because I've heard there's a special coating on LaserDisc lasers, and that you really shouldn't clean it with a Q-tip and isopropyl alcohol, because apparently that'll just remove whatever layer is on there. So I'll have to read up on that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, multipass. It's a good Fifth Element reference, Archgeek. Yep. Thresh. Lilu Dallas. Yep, another great Fifth Element reference. One of my favorite movies, guys. Love that movie. And then Halian, hot take, CDs should have come in vinyl LD style folders. Totally agree. You get great artwork with these. These look great on a wall. Hillian, hit me up with that wrong side of a single side disc turtle. I'm not sure I understand that. Serge Leon, Blade Runner and The Fifth Element, great movies. Yep, totally agree. And Stuart Byrne, there are some LP style Blu-ray sets that came out in the last few years. Really? I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome. What movies, Stuart, came in like sleeves like that? That'd be pretty cool. Happy that it's Blade Runner. Yep, me too, man. Director's cut was the best. So I actually have the director's cut on DVD, or the definitive version. I forget. There's like two versions where they changed the ending, and I forget which one I have. I think I have the director's cut. I remember when the teacher used to wheel in the 24-inch TV cart and let us watch movies. At one point, that TV has a LaserDisc player. We thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Yeah, dude, same here. You know, back in the day when, you know, basically before flat screen TV, some of you guys may not remember that, but I remember that. They would have the CRT TV on top of it's like a rolling cart, but it was very tall, and they had the TV with a strap, a ratchet strap, so that it doesn't fall and like hurt somebody, because those things weigh a ton. And then below it, there were some shelves, and then, oh hey, not great at gaming. Love your channel. I went through a phase a few years ago where I just repaired portable consoles. I have 10 DS Lites now. Hey man, dude, thank you for the $5, really appreciate it. And 10 DS Lites. My question is, that's all you have? Just kidding. That's a lot of Nintendo DS Lites. But there was also a lot of great variants of the Nintendo DS Lite, so not a bad console to collect. Well, oh yeah, so, and then I do remember one year we did have the LaserDisc player, and I don't know, I think they were really marketing it as like an educational sort of medium, because I guess a lot of schools had that. But all right, let's see here. Hey, I've got about 200. So Brian Smith has 200 LaserDiscs. I would love to get a LaserActive someday. Wow, that is awesome, dude. Yeah, so from what I hear, the LaserActive, the CLD A100 is not the best LaserDisc player, but I mean, obviously the fact that it plays games is awesome. But yeah, I know there's like much better models of LaserDisc than this one, but hey, if you can find, I got a good deal on this one. If you can find a good deal on it, I definitely recommend picking one up for sure, man. All right, let's see here. Are you scared of disc rot? So that's something, I feel like if you take, if you're, you know, where you live isn't too humid, and you kind of keep your games in sort of a nice, cool, dry environment away from the sun. I mean, I think discs will last forever. It's really if you live in a humid environment, you know, there's a lot of UV light. It's really when you start getting issues, I think, with disc rot. Even though, from what I understand, no matter what, I mean, these things, these mediums do have a lifespan. So I think at some point it might be inevitable. But not in our lifetimes if you take good care of it. Let's see here. Macho Nacho Productions, when an LD only has enough content for one side, side 2 has a still frame of a turtle on its back with a laser disc for... Is it on the laser disc, or is it when you put it in you see it? I had no idea. That's really interesting. Okay, let me see here. So yes, Stimmy. That's a really interesting fact. I never knew that. That's really cool. Archgeek, I had a programmable IR remote control watch and used to mess with the... Yes, I remember those. I remember I wanted that watch so badly. I never got one, but I wanted it for that very reason, just to be in the middle of class, and it has a little IR in there and you can program it to the TV and you can actually like change channel, change the volume. That's pretty cool. If you do, okay, so Hallian says, if you do live in a humid area, it'll help to put silica gel packets among your discs, or maybe even a can of damp rid in the storage area. Very true. Got to be careful with humidity, guys. And then Brooklyn Mondo says, would love to see you do a collaboration with Mako or Voltar. Hey, I'd be totally open to that. Those guys are awesome, very knowledgeable guys. That would be absolutely epic with your stellar video production. Thank you, man. Yeah, I am totally open to stuff like that. Stuart Byrne, Touchwood only had one Blu-ray disc die, and that was my US copy of Blade Runner. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, knock on wood. Okay, yeah. Highlight Macho Nacho Productions. It's video. Video data. Okay, I thought maybe it was on the disc itself. Okay, got it. It's in the video. Steamy. Yep. Got it. Disc rot is because of manufacturing. There are certain factories that were very prone to disc rot. Ah, okay. Good to know. Good to know. So, does humidity play a factor, I wonder? I imagine it does. And then Sean 3614, I have the Pioneer DVD LaserDisc Player. It's funny, you can still play new movies on an old machine. That is pretty cool. Not great at gaming. I have every Nintendo portable except Game Boy Light. I just have a lot of DS lights since they are easy to work on. That's awesome. Now, I guess, do you have, what do you call them? The Game & Watches. The only Game & Watch I have is that new one that came out. Macho Nacho Productions. If you look on the Wikipedia article for the LaserDisc, the turtle... Oh, okay. I'll definitely look at that. And then Stuart Bryan, the Casio IR watch. It was either Casio or Timex. I don't know. I forget which one. And then Thresh used his LG phone to turn off TVs in doctors' offices. That's pretty funny. I play MTG, and the advice I game earlier to mitigate foil curl, which is also exacerbated by humidity. Okay. Gave earlier helps. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's say we continue with this a little bit. Okay. I don't want to get too... And what time is it? It's 8:16. Okay, so it's still pretty early, guys. Still got time. Let me put this over here. let me take some notes here so I don't forget where these came from. So I'm gonna say this is PCB1 and this was, I'm gonna say laser tray bracket. Okay, so always label your screws, guys. This always helps. So, okay. So the next thing I'm gonna try and remove you know what? I bet I'm supposed to move the tray out. I bet you I'm supposed to move the tray out. Let me do that. Let me see if I can do that. Bear with me, guys. Just shovel this around a little bit. Okay. Plug it in. All right, let's see if this opens. Nope. Okay. I know there's a way to slide it out. Okay. That didn't work. Oh wow. Yep. And actually, you guys can't see this, but this is the power supply, and there are some large capacitors in there. Let's see, can I just move this? I think this has to drop down. Wonder if I can remove this. So this is a little bracket of some kind for the PCB. That was easy enough. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that back and take a picture because I will totally forget that this was there. Hey, Tyler Helton. Thank you, man. Tyler says, just did a recap, shell swap, and clear screen mod on my Game Gear. Your video was incredibly helpful. I'm pretty new at modding. Thanks for the help. Dude, that's awesome. If you're new to modding and you were able to do that, that's incredible. That's a pretty, that's like an intermittent or, difficult mod to do, especially if you're, kind of new to modding. That's a tough one. So congrats, man. That's awesome. And I'm glad my video was helpful, dude. So, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So I'm a bit at a loss here because I'm trying to think how can I lower this assembly? Ooh, that's kind of spring loaded. Can you guys see that? Actually, I'm wondering. Guys, there are so many screws on this thing. I don't even know where to start. Let me see if I can figure out from that online thing where the how to lower the CD mechanism. Hey, Brian Smith. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Just want to give some support. Thank you. Thanks for putting out awesome content. Hey, you're most welcome. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you're enjoying the channel and the videos. And then Not Great at Gaming said, I have a blue Game Gear. I need to recap. Not looking forward to that. Don't worry. When you do it once, the first one's always the toughest, but afterwards you kind of get used to it. And I highly recommend the Retro 6 ceramic capacitor kit, because in my opinion they're so much easier to install. You don't need to worry about the polarity, and their footprint is so small, so you don't need to worry about like capacitor placement. So overall, I really like that kit a lot. That's how I do all my recaps now for Game Gears. And then Sean 3614 Macho Nacho Productions, are you going to RGB mod the player? From what I don't know if I can RGB this. That would be awesome. I don't know if that's something I can do for this. But I'll definitely look into that, because yeah, honestly, if I can get better video quality, I'd 100% do it. Pokey Dude, man, another one. Thank you. Hey you, yeah, you take this downright. Downright deserve this. This is an awesome community, and you are awesome. Hey, you are awesome, and I agree. This community is absolutely incredible. Like, everybody is super friendly. Everybody is, really civil. This is a great community, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. So thank you, man. Thank you, Pokey Dude 007. And then Putrid Scene, Taylor Helton, you're braver than I am. I got flop sweats just watching the Game Gear recap video. It's definitely daunting the first time, but after you do it once, it gets easier, guys. I promise. Oh yeah, so let me see if I can figure out how to remove this tray, because it's obviously not getting any power. Can I move? All right, so he has it with the... So again, I'm looking at the website Nightfall Crew, and this guy did a good job refurbing his, but his pictures aren't the most helpful. Okay. Let's see if we can just figure this out. I did get this to eject once. I'm wondering if it's not ejecting because I took out that PCB. That's probably what it is. But I know it is possible to eject this without... Does anybody know? Hey, Stuart Byrne, thank you for the content. Keep it going. Will do, man. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So, Pokey Dude, I bet you are dreading the capacitors. I am, but thankfully, they're all through hole. And I have a really nice, and I highly recommend it, and you guys have probably seen it if you watch my videos. This is a Hacko FR301. Yeah, FR301 desoldering gun. This thing is invaluable, and it makes through-hole components a breeze. So it's going to take a lot of time, for sure, to recap it, but you just take your time and have a beverage, and you're good to go. Okay. All right. I gotta figure out how to. Remove this thing. See, it wants to go down. I feel like if I turn it off and turn it on a couple times, it'll eventually cycle through. I just got to be careful. I'm going to move my microphone a little bit, guys. Maybe if I keep on chatting with you guys, because it seems like after I cycle it on and off and I wait a little bit, it'll get further along in the eject process. So maybe if I just, you know, chat with you guys while I wait for this to, I'm guessing it's definitely a capacitor issue, I'm thinking, because it's like functioning, but it just stops every once in a while. So that leads me to believe that, you know, something's wrong for sure. Okay. Archgeek, gotta dip Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, nice. All right, man. Well, have fun. Have a great night. I'll check back and see how things turned out. All right, man. Have a good night. Enjoy D&D, and I'll see you, you know, sometime soon. So, PokeDude, by the way, I have a CRT. Nice, nice. I have one too, right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's right here. Actually, I'll turn it on for you guys. I got my my 3DO connected to it. I don't know if you can notice. Yeah, there it is. That's my CRT. It's a little PVM. I actually got it from a guy named Retro. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. His name is. Let me see here. Retro. I think it's like Retro CRT. Is that? His name is Steven. Awesome guy. He does great work. He does CRT repairs. And why am I not? There it is. So his name is, and he's got a great Instagram, YouTube channel, all about CRTs and PVMs, BVMs, all that good stuff. And I can't seem to find him. So I featured his because he refurbished this in one of my videos. It was the video actually on the 3DO. So if you watch my 3DO video, I mentioned him in there. Let's see here. The Natinator. Did you unscrew the front cover? I didn't. You know, I think I remember watching a video of a guy who unscrewed the front cover, but that was, I think it was Game Tech US, but it wasn't the correct thing to do. I think he realized there was a way to sort of do it in here to kind of get it out, but not great at gaming. On the RMC video, they said you need to turn a pulley, or that's exactly right. And I don't know where that pulley or gear is. I was trying to see if I can find it in here. Actually, here's a pulley. No, that's not doing anything. Whew. And I think the whole CD module comes out like as a unit. I wonder what this does. Oh, that's just a stop. That's a stop. I'm not very good at keeping a conversation going. No, you're doing just fine, man. Actually, it's probably hard to carry a conversation through the stream because, you know, I'm trying to do this. So I apologize, if anything. If I haven't answered anybody's questions, again, I try to answer, you know, as much as I can. So let's see here. Might have to get the front bezel off first, then slowly push it. That maybe, but that might break the. Yeah, I definitely don't want to break the gear, and I'm sure this is old. The plastics, I'm sure, are quite brittle. So that's always kind of a scary thing. I've heard before the LaserActive can get stuck sometimes. Oh, let's try and power it again. Nope. Guys, I'm telling you, I was able to get this to open once. Now it's not doing anything. And then Brian Smith, I've heard before the... Oh yeah, no, I just read that. Jamie 2, yikes, looks intense. This is probably going to be the most intense disassembly that I've ever done. Retro Tech, yes, Mortimus Maximus, the YouTuber who does CRT refurbish videos and repair videos. His name is Retro Tech. That's it. Yep, I think it's like retro_tech, but you'll easily be... His name is Steve, so you'll be able to find him. And then we got Toby Kraft. Hello from Rossdorf in Germany. Hey, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Rossdorf. I don't know where that is. Toby Kraft, is he fixing this machine? Yes, I am definitely trying to fix this machine. So we took it apart a little bit. I got one of the boards out. This one. I was able to take this out. It was like right here. And if you see here, I'm basically going to be replacing all these capacitors, which is definitely a scary thing. And then obviously replacing all the capacitors on all of these other various boards that are in here. I thought there was 3, but there actually looks like there's quite a bit more. Yep. And then Onyx 300, AO, I see a tan circuit board. Yes, there are several tan circuit boards in here. Actually, besides that top one, which had a green solder mask, all these are tan. My brother is going to attempt to recap his Sega Game Gear VA1. He's waiting for the recap kit from Console 5. And then he is going to do a screen mount to it. That's awesome. I'd say definitely replacing the capacitors. That is the first thing you want to do on any Game Gear that you buy. Because, I mean, for whatever reason, Game Gears are notorious for having really, really bad capacitors, low quality ones that do leak. And they're pretty old now, so they're definitely in need of a replacement for sure. Tom Burge, are there any belts inside? Yes, there is. I can see it. You guys can't see it, but I'm looking at it. Let me push this a little bit forward. So I'm looking in here, and I do see a rubber belt. It's not slipping, and like I said, actually right before the stream, I plugged it in just to see what would happen, and it ejected. But then I couldn't get it to come back in, so I had to like turn it off, turn it on. It would come back in a little bit, turn it off, turn it on. It would come back a little bit more until it eventually came all the way in. So I feel like, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's like kind of working. So, all right, let's see. Not Great at Gaming. To lower the laser, they turned it with their finger from the right behind. Yeah, so yeah, there's a gear and a belt. So if that's where it is, let me see if I can. So right now I'm moving it, but I definitely feel like it's not doing anything. I wish I could like take my camera off and just show you what it looks like in here, but oh, you know what? This is actually plugged in also, so I'm gonna unplug it first. But let me try it again. Yeah, I might have to, maybe next time, I'll definitely do some research, because I don't think I'm gonna get very far disassembling this unless I take this out. Like, this is the next priority, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna unplug it, just so I don't electrocute myself. See, the problem is like I'm spinning it, but it's not engaging anything. So it's not like, Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, we didn't get too far, guys. I'm sorry about that. How about let's set this aside and let's disassemble the Sega module. That's a lot easier, so let's do that. And we can see what the condition's like. I bet you that has a bunch of leaky capacitors in it. Okay, so for those of you joining the chat, I did a video a little while ago on this. This is new old stock, and this is the PAC S10 control pack. This is the Sega Genesis module for that LaserDisc player. But what's really awesome is I got such a great deal on that LaserDisc player. It actually came with a Sega module. So that's what it looks like. The game cartridge goes in here, and yeah, 1-2 player. And this is basically all of the Sega Genesis hardware, and I think also the Sega CD hardware is in here as well. And this is really easy. I mean, it's got, okay, so these are a couple game bits. It's got 1, 2, 3 game bits there. It's got 2 Phillips screws here. I'm thinking I only need to remove these game bits to get the shielding off. So let's do that first. So this appears to be a, I'm gonna say it's 4.5 millimeter. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove that. Let's see what's in here. So remove this one first. Oop, not that one. Hey, can you guys hear the music okay? I can kind of hear it. So that just slid right off. Hey, this actually looks pretty clean in there. This actually has quite a few capacitors. All right, so I'm gonna take this board off, but all right, let me see what you guys are saying in chat. I do want to stay somewhat. Okay. So, need to turn the belt by hand. That's what RMC, I gotta find where that is. He grew up with the Game Gear and the DMG. Those are 2 great consoles to grow up with, I'll be honest. They were turning something and the laser went down. Yeah, I gotta figure out what that is. But I don't wanna waste your guys' time, and I'll figure it out, and then maybe next stream we'll take it a little bit further. Okay, yeah, so Andre, I did try to remove the laser assembly. It wasn't budging. It was stuck pretty good. And then Stuart says, on some CD-ROMs, on the PC there is an emergency. Yeah, so this one doesn't have that. Yeah, it's like a little hole that you could like push in and it would just pop it out. Yeah, this unfortunately doesn't have that. Andy V, is there a service manual for that? I'm sure there is. I'm definitely going to try and Google that a little bit later, and see if I can find anything. Because yeah, having a service manual would be really, really helpful. And then Tyler Helton, music is perfect level. Awesome. Music is great. All right, thanks guys, appreciate it. Yeah, so that was pretty easy. So Andy V. It's weird that those often seem to need... yeah, so, I mean, so even though it looks pretty clean, I'm guessing that these are... I mean, I'm going to have to recap this. I mean, so I'm going to remove this board here, but you can already see some of these capacitors here. Unfortunately, they're all surface mount, which is a pain in the butt. Oh, actually, you know what? No, there is a little bit of corrosion. Ooh, you know what? Oh, yeah. No, there's definitely corrosion. These certainly need to be replaced. Let's take this board out. So in my videos, I a lot of times call these Phillips, and I get folks that correct me every once in a while. But yeah, these are JIS. So I think it's like Japan Industrial System or something. So basically these are slightly different than Phillips, and actually this screw set that I have has JIS screw bits. So if you want to be extra careful and not, you know, strip any of the heads, it's a good thing to have for sure. Actually, you know what? I think I hear my stream. Let me mute it. There we go.
There's nothing like the thrill when you discover something no one knew before.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is connected. There's a connector below this. I think. Yep, there it is. So that's really interesting. Okay, so I don't know if you saw that. So here's a sort of like a connector here, and it just goes, it slots in right there. I wonder if this is like this is the Sega Genesis, and this is like the Sega CD, or this is like the video card, this is like the sound card or something. I don't know, but that'd be super interesting. I wonder what this kind of looks like an afterthought. Whatever this thing is, it's like glued on there, and then it's like kind of haphazardly wired in like this. So this was definitely like this is what they would call, I think, bodge wires. Oh, I wonder if this has to do with video, like composite. The yellow is composite, and then you got your R, G, and B, because yeah, this is yellow, and then you got your red, green, blue. You think that's what this is? Like some kind of like RGB or something? That's really interesting. Oh no, red it says ground. The yellow is 5 volts. The blue, that's really interesting. Okay, so here we got So these are your controller ports right here. Oh, it's even got a little battery in there. What's that for? Clock? Huh. I mean, honestly, you can just recap this without even taking this board out. But yeah, so this is the inside of the Sega Genesis module. There was the connector right here for this other PCB. And the, oh my God. I didn't even, guys, look at how many capacitors are on this. There's about 40 capacitors on this, and probably another 40 here. That can't be right. No. It's like 40 and then... Dude, there's like almost 80 capacitors in this thing. Ah, jeez. So there must be more than 200, I want to say, in the LaserDisc player. Wow, that's going to be a nuisance. My God. It's going to be a big project, guys. Maybe the next one, the next stream, I'll recap this. Since this is obviously a little bit more. I do have the recap for this. I didn't realize there was that many capacitors. And oh, actually, look at this. There's even like this IC right here. This thing looks like I can just pull it out. And it says Pioneer on it. I don't know. I wonder if it's like it's really interesting. Like it's like an EEPROM or something. Oh, maybe this is where the BIOS. I don't know. Let's see here. So we got. Oh, hey. Oh, dude, Ziffer Design. How's it going, man? I saw the thumbnail. I am intrigued. Ah, yes. So I think you missed it, but we were looking at the LaserDisc player. So everybody, if you don't know Ziffer Design, please follow him on Instagram. And I think he also has a YouTube channel. He does really awesome mods. And he's working, if you're familiar with the Unhinged project, he's doing a very similar thing. So definitely follow him. He's doing some really awesome work. Yep. Let's see here. RGB Gamer, the new old stock board likely has bad caps. Yep, that's true. So I'm definitely probably going to replace. Wow, guys, I got a lot of capacitors I got to replace in my near future. This pack, the other pack, and then the LaserDisc player. So, man, oh man. Yeah, and these caps aren't going to be fun because I can see it already. A lot of these are pretty corroded. Anywho, all right, let's see here. Whatever you do, please don't. Okay, yeah. So Electron Ash. So I don't know if you've seen my other videos where I replace surface-mounted capacitors. I don't twist them off. Definitely don't twist off surface-mounted capacitors. You will probably pull a trace. If you watched my videos, what I do is I take, and I know you're probably going to cringe at this, but I've never had an issue, but I take my flesh cutters and I cut near the base, going parallel to the legs, because you want to reduce the stress on the legs. And usually I also kind of push down while I do it. And then once you remove that aluminum cap, you can easily desolder the legs, and that's how I've done it. Never had an issue. I know some people think it's a bit crude, but the only other way, and I don't have a hot air station, but even if I did, you know, it's kind of like, so there's a lot of other surface mounted components near it, which you could also accidentally remove. I mean, you can be careful, you can put like Kapton tape on there, but there's just, you know, I don't know. I'm just not experienced with, you know, hot air. Hot air is probably the best way to do it, obviously, but if you don't have a hot air station, I like doing it the way that I do it. I've never had an issue. You can get through it pretty quickly doing it that way, but trying to desolder leg by leg with, you know, just your iron, your dwell time is going to be too long. You're probably going to end up lifting a pad anyway doing it that way. So, let's see here. Oh, dang. So Ziffer had to recap his ECU for his car. That's scary, because if that goes wrong, I'm assuming you probably don't have a working car. So let's say, oh, it says, okay, wow, the chat's kind of going pretty quick here. So again, if I miss your question or your comment, I apologize. I'm seeing here, Electron Ash, yep, saw your vids. To be honest, I've done the cutters method on my own stuff, but honestly, it does really, it really has to be done with hot air station. Yeah, or soldering tweezers. I agree. Even soldering tweezers, there's not a lot of pad exposed on these surface-mounted caps, so it's hard to kind of really get them. And then also, if they're corroded like this, sometimes that doesn't even work. And then Kyle is saying a pancake griddle does wonders. So like a hot plate. My only fear with that is accidentally removing something else, maybe. But so Kyle Brinkeroff is also in the chat. He's been helping me. If you guys remember the Thick Boy SP, we have some exciting stuff we're working on that. So definitely stay tuned. We'll be doing an update on that sometime in the very near future. Let's see here. Trying to get through the chat. Stuart Byrne, you grill your PCBs? I don't. Hot air method is way easier. You set the temp to 340C, then heat up the cap until it lifts very easily off the board. Unless it has some of that red. Oh, that's true. Yes, some caps have like that glue. I guess maybe that held it in place when they were manufacturing the boards. I know actually the Game Boy Advance has one of the surface-mounted caps has that. Oh, okay. So Mint Leaf Jewelry saying audio is behind a bit. Are you guys seeing any lag in the video feed? Cameron says no lag. Okay, that's good. Okay, no lag. Awesome. Red glue is usually when they have boards with components on two sides, so parts. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Not too common with electrolytic caps, as they would get too hot. I see. Yeah, there was an electrolytic capacitor. I think it's for the power filtering on the Game Boy Advance, the original one, the AGB. And I remember I desoldered that when I was doing Helder's sound mod, and that had glue on it. It was that red glue. My phone is 3 seconds behind my PC. Both are on the same Wi-Fi. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. And PokeDude, I have you playing on my 360 and chatting with my phone. That's nuts. That's so cool. And 1400 might want to refresh the stream. Let's see. And then Andre, hot air is easy, but it's much easier to use an iron to remove caps around plastic connectors. That's true. You always got to be careful, like the surrounding area. Definitely don't want to damage anything. And Minty Leaf says, your video editing and overall aesthetic is top notch. I really appreciate that, man. I definitely try to release like stuff that I'm proud of, which is why this week I didn't release a video. This video, actually, I'm pretty excited. I already finished the mod, and I've been having so much fun with. So I'm going to release this video next Thursday. It's going to be a little bit longer because I actually I'm doing like 3 mods in one. Well, it's like a recap and refurbing, like cleaning everything, and then I do 2 very involved mods all in one video. So it's going to be a little bit longer video, which is why I didn't release it this Thursday. It's just taking a lot of time to edit, and I want to make sure I get you guys a good quality video. Andy V, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Let's see here. I agree. Until I put a lot. Yep. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Pokey, get this man a hot air station. I don't know. I feel like I'd be a little afraid. I mean, I definitely have to like practice if I did get one. I'll probably get one eventually. But as much modding as I do, yeah, I probably should get one. And I did see one video on YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but there was a guy using a hot air station, and he was removing a surface mounted cap, and I think he was just heating it way too long, and the cap blew up. Like it like exploded. So that kind of scared me a little bit. But anyway. All right. So, all right. What else do you guys want to see? I think I'm at like a stopping point, at least for the LaserDisc drive. This, actually, I'm going to put this back together. And I don't know, do you guys want to, I mean, for all you guys that are on the stream, do you all want like a sneak peek at next week's video? Like, or what I'm modding for that? Is that something you guys would be interested in? Oh, you want to see my console collection? Oh, dude, that's too much. It's all, actually a lot of it is under this desk in storage bins. I can't keep all my, you know, I can't keep, my place is pretty small, so I can't keep everything out. So I basically like store everything, and then if I want to play a console, I'll pull it out. Okay, so guys, so it sounds, so I'll just give you, I mean, not the actual video, but I'll show you what I was working on. So you guys kind of have it, you know, a little, I mean, once I show you the console, you'll know what it is that I probably did to it. Let me just put this back together real quick. But I mean, it looks like we got 75 people, which is incredible. That's so unreal. I mean, 75 people. Can you imagine if all you guys were in a room? It'd be a pretty crowded room. Let's see here. All right, put this back together. Am I doing this right? So with these machine screws, I don't really show it in my video, but to install these, you want to go counterclockwise first. This is just a little strategy. So this is the surefire way to not cross thread a screw. So you go counter until did you hear that click? Let me do it in front of the mic so you can hear it. So you spin it counterclockwise. Okay, hear that click? And then once you hear that click, then you can go clockwise, and you'll have the screw perfectly threaded, and there's 0 risk of cross-threading. So that is what I always do. I even do it in plastic. So not just machine screws, but even kind of regular self-tapping screws. So I go counterclockwise. I hear the click. You know that it falls into place, and then you just screw it in. Easy peasy. Without damaging the threads, which is what you want. Oops. All right, so I definitely have my work cut out for me in terms of recaps. So, all right, sit tight, guys. I'm gonna go grab the console that I modded, and then I won't say anything else after that because I don't want to give too much away. I do like my videos to be a surprise, but since you guys are all on here, I want to reward you all. So here we go. All right. So I won't show you the mods that I've done to it. I'm gonna save that for the video. But I got a lot of comments, people wanting to see this, so this is gonna be the subject of my next video next Thursday. So, as you can see, it looks pretty clean. This was very dirty when I got it, so I totally tore it down, gave it a good clean, and then I also modded it. So, all right, so guys, stay tuned for this video. This is did a lot to this. Oh, hey, Mint Leaf Jewelry, thank you so much. Big hearts. Hey, big hearts to you too, man. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. Actually, I would love to do a live stream of playing some of my favorite games for the PlayStation. Even the Dreamcast, I modded that as well. So stay tuned for this next week. But yeah, guys, that's kind of all I had planned for tonight. What time is it? So it's 9 o'clock. We've been here for a little under 2 hours. We can just chat if that's something y'all would be interested in, or I could hook up a console, maybe play some games. I don't know what to do. I've never. It's weird doing this video. I have 2 weeks to do this video. Here, let me change the. Let's do chatting. Here we go. I got a chatting mode. Hey, look at that. Okay. Hey, we're just chatting. I forgot I even had this this view set up, but all right, let me catch up on the chat here. Excited to watch another video. Cameron, yep. Awesome, dude. I hope it doesn't disappoint. Ariel Mendoza says, the ultimate PS1 like mine, modded with a PS1 digital, X-Station, and a full recap. Your stuff is so awesome. Thanks, man. You may be onto something, Ariel. Maybe. Zypher Design says, what PSX games are your favorite? So, I would have to say, it's hard for me to say my favorite. I got a lot of favorite franchises. Obviously, Resident Evil is probably... no, Silent Hill is probably my favorite PlayStation game. I love all 3 of the Resident Evil games from the, the main Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 1, 2, and Nemesis. Love those. Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. Love those games. 9 being my absolute favorite. And of course, so yeah, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy. Those are kind of like the big games that I played for the console. Gran Turismo was another game I played quite a bit. But yeah, those are kind of the games that I really enjoy. That was back when I was really into RPGs. I don't play as many RPGs anymore just because they take so much time. Let me see here. Wow, we got a lot of chat going on here. Harvest Moon. Okay, yeah, that I've never played Harvest Moon. I definitely hear it's a very popular game. Electron Ash. Yeah, the super cap in the Xbox leaks a lot. Oh yeah, I hear that's almost like a battery almost. It's such a big capacitor. I think it killed one of mine already. I'm having a major tidy up at the moment and finding all sorts. Whew. Yep. Electron Ash found a Sega Megatech board in my wardrobe. A Sega Megatech board. What's that? I don't even know what that is. Megatech. Mega Drive? Oh, PokeDude wants to see console collection. And I'll probably do a video on that. But I pretty much have almost every console, major console since except Xbox. I don't have any Xbox consoles, unfortunately. But since the NES, I pretty much have every console since then. And then Electron Ash, but it's faulty. The Genesis side has a bad Sega custom chip, sadly. Tom Burge, chatting's cool. All right. And PokeDude says he wants to see some of them. Well, I mean, I got, my handhelds up there. You've seen most of those already. You've seen my Dreamcast, PS1. You saw my 3DO, which is right there. That's my Gold Star 3DO. And I have a GameCube. You've seen a GameCube. I've got an N64. I've got a what else? Oh, hey, somebody subscribed. Is that what that is? I think that was what it is. I'm getting this icon here. I'm guessing that's a subscription icon, right? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's hidden. Let me move that. Yeah, I'm not sure what that icon is indicating, so apologies if that's distracting. All right, let's see here. Sega Megatech was an arcade cabinet. Oh, with 2 monitors. The boards basically has a Genesis and SMS or Sega Master System combined with 2 ROM chips in each cart. Sega Megatech, I've never heard of that. I'll have to look that up. Megatech Drive arcade system. Interesting. Slightly different pinout to Genesis carts. The SMS side drives the top CRT for game info and stats. Interesting. RGB Gamer, do you have a Jaguar CD or FM Towns Marty? Okay, so you got me there. I don't have a Jaguar or a Jaguar CD add-on or the FM Towns Marty. So yeah, those are a bit of the more I would say I have every Sega, Nintendo, and Sony console. Not every variation of them, but I have those. But yeah, some of the more obscure ones. Probably the most obscure console that I have is probably the Lynx. The Atari Lynx. I have a Model 1 and a Model 2. I did a video on the Model 2, doing a screen mod, if you guys are interested in seeing that. If you haven't already. Lynx is an awesome console. But yeah, don't have a Jaguar, an Atari Jaguar, or an FM Towns Marty. And then Ariel, bro, DM me your Addy. I will send you an extra Xbox I got here as long as you eventually do an HDMI. I would probably definitely do an HDMI. Actually, you can find my, I have a PO box. If you go to the information, I think it's the information tab. If you go to my YouTube channel and you click on, let's see here. Click on the About tab. If you click on the About tab, you'll find my PO box there. And yeah, if I do a video, I'll definitely give you a shout out. And yeah, an HDMI mod for an Xbox would be a great way to experience it, probably, because I'm sure it probably looks pretty good. Yeah. Hey, so I'm not sure. So I don't know if you guys can see that penguin dancing. I'm not sure what that means. I guess maybe subscriptions or subscribers. It keeps on appearing. So I'm just gonna delete it. How do I delete that? Ah, oh yeah, it is. Oh, so Kyle, thank you for subscribing. You can see my hand. This is my mouse pad. Actually, let me do so I can see those notifications. Face camera. There we go. So I got my mouse here. I'm gonna move that off camera so you guys don't see that. Yeah. So Kyle, thank you for the subscription. I didn't catch your last name. It just disappeared. All right, let's see here. Oh, hey, so, sorry. Let me go back on the chat. I missed a lot of comments. Oh crap! Wow. Okay. Oh, so not great at gaming is asking Vectrex. I don't have a Vectrex. Again, that was kind of an obscure console, so. Yeah, I don't have that one, unfortunately. They look really cool. It's like a CRT, right? It's like and it has like some kind of 3D graphics, like very, very rudimentary, simplistic 3D graphics. And then Cameron Muir asked, did you score an analog pocket? Sad to see it got delayed till October. So yes, I did. I was able to get on the pre-order. So when I do eventually get it in October, probably will be delayed again, in my opinion. But if I do get it, I will definitely be doing a video on it. And then Andy V, what is your thoughts on the Mr. FPGA? I love real hardware, but recently built one and I love it. Only cheaper way to play Neo Geo and CPS is in beta. Need a 3DO still. So it's funny you bring that up because I actually will be doing a video on that in the near future. I think it's awesome. And the great thing about, and I'm sure a lot of you know, but with FPGAs, it's essentially mimicking real hardware. It's not emulation, which is it's really dependent on the power of your computer and your CPU. And when it's software, it's not always 100% accurate. But with FPGAs, you can make it represent hardware so accurately. So it's super interesting. I got my my Nano whatever FPGA board right over there. I'll be doing a video on that real soon. And it's very exciting stuff. And Electron Ash says, Mr. for life. Most of my projects in the last 2 years have been Mr. related. Yeah, I'm really excited to get that built. It's been sitting there for months. And I have so many videos I want to do, and it just kept on getting bumped to the right. But I do plan on eventually making a video about it. And then Ziffer, dancing Gunter on the side. Not sure what that means. And then I'm clearing it. Don't see. Oh, yeah, I guess I could see the icon on my video feed, but maybe you guys couldn't see it. I don't know if you heard like the chime, but it was, I think it was subscriber notifications, and I feel bad because I didn't get to thank the folks that were subscribing. But I changed the view, so hopefully I can see that now. And then Andy V, I'm super impressed and want to build a cab with that. That would be awesome. Once I get a bigger place sometime in the future, I would love to build a arcade cabinet, like the FPGA. I know they now make like, so I think it was a guy from Europe somewhere makes like a super gun attachment for it, and you can play all the arcade boards that are now on the Mr. project, which is awesome. Actually, that'd be an amazing project. I just don't have the space to do something like that. Thought that was Gunther. Poke Dude, and by the way, what battery do you use for the unhinged SP? The black SP I have, I plan on unhinged, which is the SP I told you about a while ago, and the anodized black. So I am, in retrospect, I probably would just use like one of Helder's batteries, like a regular SP battery, just because it makes the mod so much simpler. But I'm actually using the Boxy Pixel, I think it's like 2000 milliamp hour battery from Boxy Pixel, the one that he sells, because it fits in there perfectly, and it works really well. That's the one I have in there right now. And then Cameron Muir, not great at gaming. I just got my Virtual Boy lens fixed. Fun system. Dude, actually that's, okay, so I also don't have a Virtual Boy. I do want to get one now because, I don't know, I forget who it was, but somebody is making a consolizer for that. Because, you know, it's not always convenient to be looking into the, you know, the lenses of the Virtual Boy. It'd be cool to just play those games like on the TV, and someone makes like a consolizer for it, and I would definitely do a video on that. I just gotta find like a broken, you know, Virtual Boy. That'd be a really cool project. Most people don't have a working JAG CD. Yeah, and that's, I mean, that's funny you say that. I mean, most CD-based consoles will probably have their disk assembly die at some point. And I mean, that's the great thing. I mean, actually that PlayStation that I showed you, the disk drive didn't work for it, which made it the perfect candidate for the mods that I did. So, and then Ariel Mendoza says, I basically prepped myself for video game doomsday by having every single major major console release with EverDrives. Yes, HDMI and or RGB mods, plus ODEs. NES with HDMI, analogs, PS1, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, etc. My man, you are totally prepared. I will hopefully get to that point someday, where most of my consoles are, you know, they can output a digital, you know, like HDMI would be ideal for most of them. I don't really have the infrastructure for RGB. So most of my legacy consoles are composite, is the way I look at it. I have a retro tank, and I use and I just do composite video through that. But if we get more of those like digital mods, like the you know, DC digital and PS1 digital for the, you know, Nintendo 64, the PS2, that would be just awesome. And then joystick division. I have a few rare systems like the Vectrex and the Amstrad GX4000, but I live in Australia where good retro deals are quite difficult to come by. I was really lucky to get a Sega SF7000 a few years ago. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, like near me, so I live near like Washington, DC. We don't have too many retro game places around here. So it's hard to find things in the wild. I just utilize eBay. I mean, I can pretty much find everything there. Of course, I think maybe the prices are a little inflated. So, and then, oops, I saw a comment from Ariel Mendoza. Wow, guys, I am really behind. I apologize. I am really behind on the comments. I'm gonna go through these quick. Ariel Mendoza says, are you going to pick up a new RetroTink 5X coming out on Saturday? It's a maybe. I actually just got my RetroTinks 2X Pro. I'm loving it. I don't know if I'm gonna get the 5X. It's a maybe. I'm clear it. Wow, I see people messaging in the videos before they appear in my chat window. Oh, interesting. Not sure what that's about. And then Palika 901. I'm waiting for my Lynx 1 and Game Gear from yes. So the Lynx screen for the Lynx 2 is amazing, and I am also waiting for his IPS screen for the Game Gear. That'll be very cool. And then Electron Ash, I did some of the first demos of true HDMI mods on the Nintendo 64, GameCube, and Dreamcast, but I got beaten to the punch. Huh. And then and then Palika 901. Link screen has a deadline, and Game Gear screen is totally dead. Yep, so those are, well, what I would make sure, recap your Game Gear, and actually make sure that so you want to make sure it works. And actually, I've had a couple Game Gears that I've bought, screen didn't work. After I recapped it, totally worked after, even the screen. So recap or capacitors are your primary issue with the Game Gears. And then Andy V, another RetroTink is coming. Dang, I still have my original. Yeah, I mean, I just got the 2X. I can't believe they're already coming out with another one. And then Graham, I just did a Game Boy Pocket IPS upgrade last night. Your video on that was my guide. Thanks, mate. Hey, man, you're most welcome. That's probably like the best mod for the Game Boy Pocket right now. It makes the screen bigger and look beautiful. So awesome, dude. You're most welcome. I'm glad that worked out for you. And then Electron Ash, Xbox HDMI board is a bit simpler to do as it already supports standard modes like 480p, 720p, and 1080i. It doesn't require an FPGA. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that the Xbox already generates those signals because it is kind of a modern console. And then Stadium Arts, Rest in Pang Heaven Little Penguin. Not sure what that's in reference to. And then Electron Ash, I should probably not type so much. It's a problem for, hey, type as much as you want, man. Ryan Cow, Macho Nacho Production. Something cool you could do would be modding a Game Boy camera with a DSLR mount and exporting the photos with Game Boy camera Wi-Fi printer. That could be interesting. Actually, I had an idea of doing a video game related camera. It wasn't the Game Boy camera, but it was a camera for another console, which I thought was really interesting. I'm going to keep that a secret for now because I really kind of want to do something with that. What do you think of the Lyra handheld? I'm not sure what that is. So Mint Leaf Jewelry asks, the Lyra handheld, is that like an emulation handheld? I haven't heard of that before. I made a new board to drive a vector monitor from Mister. Works with the Vectrex core so far. There are a few other vector cores already. Oh, very cool. Yeah, it's just amazing how much support the Mister has. Like, I feel like they've basically made every single like kind of retro console and a ton of arcades. And then RWL 2012, Vectrex has vector display, hence the name, as opposed to raster display. Some early 80s arcade games were also vector. The monitor actually has to be different and works differently. Oh, that's interesting. I just thought it was a CRT. Oh, so it draws lines rather than pixels. Ah, got it. So yeah, that would explain like the kind of the wireframe graphics. Mr. Add-ons has been helpful. Yeah, that's actually where I bought all my stuff, was from Mr. Add-ons. FPGAs equal definitely hardware. It doesn't make the cores magically accurate, but it's not really emulation as we know it. Yeah, from what I understand, the way you configure an FPGA is it basically mimics like the circuitry and the integrated chips that were on like the original hardware. So it's like so it's not emulating, but it's like, yeah, it's hard to kind of, honestly, I don't understand FPGAs, but from what I understand, it's a better representation of hardware. So I'm clearing. It says, I like that rear hardware. Always have my Wii facing in behind my setup with its wire sticking out towards me. Huh. And then Tom Burge, I'm working on modding my arcade Street Fighter 2 mini cabinet. Might need a flexible PCB, but I have no experience with them. What's your opinion on flex PCBs? Well, I mean, I don't know too much about making them, but honestly, for mods, like flex cables, flex PCBs, they're absolutely incredible. Helder uses these all the time, and they work so great for his mods. So I'm really happy with like flex PCBs, flex ribbon cables. All that stuff is incredible. Electron Ash, emulation has become synonymous with software emulation in most people's minds now, so there needs to be a new terminology for FPGA cores. Totally agree. I don't know really the difference, but I know there is a definite difference. Oh, and I missed the donation. PokeDude, $2. Love to stay, but gotta go. Stay safe. Love the stream. Hey man, dude, thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully we'll do this again sometime soon. So, all right, man, have a good night. Let me see if I can find where I was on the chat. And actually, guys, it's getting pretty late. I'm sorry I couldn't get through everybody's. Hey, how's it going, Gabrielle Rivero? I'm sorry I couldn't get through everybody's comments. It's just tough to answer everybody. I'm all the way at the bottom of the chat now, so I'm probably gonna call it quits here in a little bit. But yeah. Oh, Electron Ash says, I would say that an FPGA core can get closer to the real thing versus high-level emulation, i.e. less accuracy versus how long it takes to typical software emulation to mature. Totally agree. And then Shank Glassby says, hey, and how's it going? And Electron Ash, very few devs are actively working on FPGA cores versus the hundreds working on software emulation, so we have only scratched the surface so far. PS1 and Saturn cores incoming. That would be awesome. Ziffer Design, thanks for hosting the stream, Tito. Can't wait to see more of the LD project. Hey man, not a problem. Glad you're able to join us. Ziffer Designs. Again, everybody, follow him on Instagram, please. Leonard HD, your edits and work are really appreciated, man. Great work. Wish I could fix my Sega Game Gear. Hey man, with practice, I have no doubt that you can do it, Leonard. Just takes practice, man. You can do anything. Rowan, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. Great stream. Have a great night. Hey man, you have a good night too. And then Han Sol says, Mr. Nacho, have you considered doing a PSP LCD mod? Yes, I am. And actually, I ordered parts for doing that sometime soon. So definitely stay tuned. PSP mods are coming in the future. And Mid-Century, hey, missed the stream, but love your content, man. Keep up the great work. Dude, thank you so much. Glad you enjoy the content. That really means a lot to me, man. So awesome. Hey, and Andy V, I really appreciate everything you do. Keep putting out more content. Can't wait for more. Hey, man. Dude, thank you so much for the donation. And absolutely, man, plenty of awesome content to come. So definitely stay tuned, dude. Let's see here. Oh, and said Electron Ash, mid-90s consoles are about the limit for affordable FPGAs right now. That makes sense, because I imagine you have to get a more powerful FPGA to sort of mimic the more recent consoles. So and then RGB Gamer, any experience opening Famicom carts? I don't want to break my Castlevania 3 cart to see if it's real. Oh, dude, super easy to open NES carts. Just get yourself a screwdriver kit like this, and it depends on the cart. Some carts use a Phillips screw, and some use a game bit. Some use 3 game bits. It just depends, but it's so simple. You can definitely do it, and I think I don't have a video on how to do that, but I'm sure you can find a video on YouTube that shows you how to do it. Just make sure you get the right bits for that, which are, you can see these here. So it's either going to be a game bit like this. I don't know if you can see that, or it's going to be a Phillips bit or JIS. All right. Hey guys, so yep, so I gotta wake up. I got a full-time job I gotta do. Unfortunately, don't make YouTube videos only. It's sort of something I do in my spare time. So because I gotta wake up early and do my real job. So sorry, Fab, can you do a PSP Go mod? I might do a PSP Go mod. I don't have a PSP Go, but I would love to have one of those. So. But hey guys, dude, thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. I'm so glad you guys came out. New video will be coming out on Thursday. No more delay. And yeah, so hope you guys have a good night. Stay safe out there, and I will see you guys very soon. All right, have a good one.